guys, welcome to a new video for weekly overview number 2. A few tickers that I'm going to go over on this video. So first thing is that we're going to start with FSLY, and I already did analysis on it, but I want to explain it more with my voice. So last week it was a good week until I believe Wednesday sold off on the whole market just basically sold off. But last Friday was pretty good because we had some dip buyers and some good signals that we were gonna bottom right there on the sell off. So FSLY had a head and shoulder pattern almost and sold off because it couldn't break above my 95.63 weekly resistance. So it was something that we've been trying to struggle getting above, and ever since Wednesday we sold off and hit my 76.52 weekly support right here, and this is that one support that's going to be held because of how strong that level is right there and where that supply zone is basically for the bulls. So over here, this is my level of where you should buy, because if you look over here on the weekly, you see that every time it touches that 76.52 level, it gets bought up right here and comes back into I can't read that. It goes back into the 84s and 87s. So I'm gonna get rid of this real quick. And last Friday I bought up around I'm not sure where, but we bought the dip off the bounce over here, and we had a nice candle right here. We had a doji candle, but we need to tomorrow get back above the 84.77 resistance. Let me see if that's a 77. Yeah, 84.77 resistance. And once we get back above that in daily close, we can see and retry for 87.33 and 95.63 and get back above this estimate 20 on the daily. And the indicators right now are bearish. But the only thing that's catching my eye is the candle and how we got bought up on the 76.52 support, and how my stock RSI is basically oversold. So it looks like every time we touch this level, we hit the oversold level right here, and we come back up. So let's say over here, let's see if we touch this level again right here. We're basically on the low point, and we had the TTM squeeze, low momentum right here, and then every time it touches that level, it comes back up, and it's basically repeating history right here. So I'm bullish right here, and we should see some retests of the 87.33 and 95.63, and hopefully we can break above this 95.63 resistance on the weekly for a big breakout. So that's my goal for FSLY, and that's one reason why I bought my calls on the dip last Friday for this week. Alright, so next one is gonna be ROKU, and this one caught my eye last week because of how let me zoom into both charts real quick. So over here, on the weekly chart or daily, doesn't matter, but I'll just say weekly, we have a nice uptrend right here, right? And we touched the uptrend support over here on Friday, and basically got bought up when it touched my SMA 50 support on my daily. And there's multiple things that happened with ROKU last Friday. So we touched my 157.2 major weekly support, which is what this will look like. This is my breakout resistance or support on ROKU right here. So that's one thing, and we touched and broke the SMA 20. That's number 2. And number 3 is that we hit the SMA 50 the SMA 50 line, and bounced up very hard, and we closed above my 157.2 weekly breakout support. So what this is telling me is that the buyers are right here at this level on the supply zone at 157.2, and it's basically telling me that um, every time we're gonna touch this level, we're gonna get some buys right here because of how cheap it is and how we're sitting on a breakout level of support. So this is something good for us for Roku, and we do have GMI converging, but it has not confirmed right here. Tomorrow on Tuesday we should see what will happen, but I believe that we can bounce off this 157.2 and run for 161.80 and 166.6 resistance on the daily breakout. So if we can break out above this 166.6 resistance, we can break out again and try for new highs. And this is a very good candle right here that we just formed on Friday, and I'm bullish on this. Based on how we closed above this 157.2 weekly breakout support and my SMA 50 bounce, and bouncing off my very long-term weekly support right here. So basically we bought up at the dip right here and see if we can continue higher and higher. So yeah, this is the analysis for Roku, and the next one will be Delta Airline, which is DAL, and this one I haven't really touched because of how I was distracted on a bunch of different tickers. So over here, last week or two, I talked about a bull flag right here on the daily for Delta Airline, and ever since it broke out of that, it raged over here, and I never noticed it because I was obviously too distracted playing other tickers. But Delta Airlines on the weekly also had a cup and handle pattern right here, and basically broke out right here last week, or the week before actually. So ever since we broke this handle right here on Delta Airline, the weekly broke out, and right now we're currently bull flagging above this 30.65 support on my weekly and closed above. So this is good for us right here on Delta Airlines. And we're also sitting on this uptrend right here. So something good for us, Delta Airlines, for long-term plays. And as long as we hold this 30.65 support, we can see 32.85 and 36.43 resistance. This is an easy play right here. Nothing too hard. There's also a squeeze play right here on Delta Airlines, and we've been consolidating right here between around this level and 30.65, and we do have a squeeze that's currently setting up right here to fire, and we should be able to see 32.85 tomorrow or so, and after that we can easily see a big breakout for 36.43. And during this consolidation we've been having low volume right here, but I believe that once we fire the squeeze on the TTM squeeze, we can start to move them higher above this uptrend. So something to watch on Delta Airlines for bullish right here, and I'm basically bullish on all airline stocks, including Boeing, and there's a lot of money rotations going between the tech sector and banks and airlines. So I believe that we're going to see a lot of volatility on airlines for this week, and on banks also. So next one is going to be JPM, and let me zoom in once again. Okay, so right here on JPM, we saw a nice breakthrough on 103.37 resistance on weekly, and we actually closed above that, so that's something very good for us. Give me a second. Okay, so this weekly resistance right here, 103.37, closed above that on the weekly candle. We had a nice breakthrough, but one thing that's keeping me aware of this is that how let me zoom in a little more. Is how we're struggling every time we see a little pop, we get shorted down, or we just see a bad candle that just happens right after the pop. And I'm not sure what it is, but I believe it could be money rotations between the tech and airlines and so on. But I believe that on the weekly, we're seeing a nice squeeze right here. It's been a while since it's been building, so we haven't even seen a firing yet. And on the daily, we're also setting up a squeeze now right here on JPM. And let me get this up a little bit. Okay, so we just have a little small red dot right here for our squeeze, and that's telling me that we're going to see a big move soon. So above this 103.37 weekly breakout resistance, we should be able to see 105.85 and 111.30 soon. We're also making a higher low right here. So another thing that we need to do is also make this a higher high than this, because of how this was lower than this. So we need to say a higher high on this one. If you want to keep going higher, we're gonna have to see higher high. But right now I'm bullish on this, and we should be able to see a breakout this weekend for this week for JPN above 105.85 and break this SMA 200 on a weekly and see if we can get 111.30 this week. So right now I'm bullish on this, and not too much on JPM, but right now banks are doing good lately. And yeah, so next taker is going to be Tesla, the one you guys suggested. And ever since I had that split right here, it sold off pretty hard. And let me fix this real quick. Okay, so ever since Tesla sold off right here from the split, and we touched the SMA 20 and had a nice bounce off it and had a bullish engulfing, so that's something good for Tesla on the daily. But after hours, we had some news over here, and we sold off more than like 6%, I believe, and dipped to like 390-ish right here at this level. And after that split, we had a downtrend, and we broke it. Had a nice day on Friday, trying to break that 431 daily resistance, which is right here. We need to get above this 431.80 resistance, which we've been struggling since Thursday. But once we can get above this 431.80 resistance, we can see nice breakout to 500 again. And as long as we hold this 370.71 support that I've been seeing is holding pretty well, we should be able to see 431 soon, and then we can test that on the daily. And once we get a close above that on the daily candle, we can see a nice breakout. And at this level right here, it's pretty cheap in my opinion, because of how oversold we are at this level. Where the RSI is 37 and my momentum is below on this oversold area. So this is a dip buying opportunity right here, especially after we broke this downtrend resistance. So a break candle above 431.80 would be nice for 500 again, and we should be able to break new highs also. And another thing is that let me fix this real quick. I'm gonna show you guys something. And ever since after that split, Tesla also hit the resistance of, or before the split, Tesla hit the resistance of this long-term uptrend. So I wasn't really surprised of how it sold off. It was expected. I believe a lot of people actually expected a big push in price because of how cheap it's going to be for the investors that can finally afford it. But I also believe that was going to be a sell off because usually it's just too much hype right there. Too many bulls can cause a crash, just like how we did before the Kobe drop. And right here we hit the uptrend of the channel right here on this resistance, and we basically touched my support on the uptrend right here, and we had a very good bounce off right here. We touched the uptrend support, we bounced off it. That's number one. Number two is that we closed above the SMA 20 also, and we've been holding this 370 support, and we broke the downtrend resistance, and we've been testing 431.80 resistance, and once we get above this 431.80 resistance, we can see nice breakout for 500. And at this level, once again, it's cheap, oversold. I'll see nice week ahead of this one, and yeah, so bullish on this one also. And that's it for tonight, guys. And thank you for watching the video, and I hope this video helped you guys a lot on understanding what I'm seeing and how to analyze your own tickers or whatever I pick in. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time.